Alright, so today we are going to be testing probably one of the most terrifying self-defense tools I've ever seen. That is this. This is the Stinger Self-Defense Tactical Whip. If you were never beat as a child, then you probably, whenever you look at this, you probably don't see just how terrifying this truly is. Basically, all it is just a handle that's, I'm assuming, made out of some type of aluminum or something. And then there's 18 inches of 3/8 cable, steel cable, that is lined with plastic. And that's pretty much it. And it has a point on the end as like a glass breaker. And you don't really realize how terrifying this could be, just getting hit with something like that. Hopefully by the end of the video, you will understand how dangerous this can be. But just looking at it, it's terrifying. Now, let's say you were like an attacker, and if you were, you would deserve what would happen to you. But if you were, say you were gonna attack somebody, and you just see somebody, and then they pull this out, they pull out a whip. It's gonna be pretty terrifying, especially once they start swinging it. Just that noise right there, I would say that would probably be enough to scare somebody away. And I can tell you one thing, I would not want to get hit by this thing, because just hitting myself like that hurts. Not like a lot, but that's enough to tell that if someone swung this thing in full force, I wouldn't be surprised if it would like slice your skin open and just like bust open a giant cut. So we're gonna run this thing through its paces and see just how effective it can be. But first things first, we're going to test the glass breaker first, just to get it out of the way, because it's really not that important, because this is a self-defense whip, not a self-defense glass breaker. So we have a mason jar here. I'm sure this is gonna work just fine, but we're gonna see. 3, 2, 1. That was actually way easier than I thought. I barely even hit that. So glass breaker works fine. If you kept this in your car and your car rolled over, you could break a window. Or I guess if you were carrying this and you didn't want to beat somebody, then you could just stab them. So this part of it works great. Now let's get to the business end. So first thing we're going to do is we're just going to smack this water bottle, just see what happens. But something to keep in mind, if you were going to get one of these and use it, like if you were going to hit something or someone with it, if you can hit, the more of the tip that you hit them with, the more damage it's going to do. Because like if you hit them like through here, this portion, that's not going to really do a whole lot. Like you can hit somebody like really hard right there, and it's not going to do anything. You need to hit them with the tip. So the tip is what's going to give you the most damage. So try to keep that in mind whenever I'm doing all these tests. So we're going to hit right there. About what I expected. So you can see that obviously here was where the whip hit, and it just blew all the water out of the bottom. Pretty much what you'd expect. I was kind of hoping that the tip would be, I guess, sharp enough to like slice the plastic and bust it open here instead of here, but you know, it's gonna break at the weakest point. Let's move on. So for this next test, I have this block of ballistics gel that it's been through a lot, but it should service just fine. If you don't know, ballistics gel is just a gel that basically mimics human skin, so we're going to get an idea of what it would be like to get hit full force with this thing. Maybe open up a cut or something, just see what it does. Actually, I'm going to hit right here. I'm going to try to hit the same spot every time. Ooh, left a mark, but no cut. Maybe this thing won't leave a cut. I was thinking maybe the tip would leave a cut very easily, but I don't think so. I mean, you can see all the marks. That would clearly hurt, but it's not going to leave a cut. Wait a minute, is it leaving a cut there? Let me hit over here to see if it'll... I don't think so. I'm going to turn this block to the side, and we'll hit it from this angle, see what we can get. still no cuts. You can see the marks kinda, but no cut. That one actually, I hit that so hard it actually came back and hit me in the arm. Wow, I guess it's not gonna open up a cut. I'm gonna put it back like this, and then let's just hit it a bunch more times on top in the same spot and see if like maybe repeated strikes to the same spot will maybe open up a cut or something. All right, I guess I'm just gonna go until I feel like I've proved my point. Jeez, that's about as hard as I can hit. Maybe I was wrong. I thought for sure this thing would be able to cut you. Maybe not. Just get right in the middle. Let's see how hard it would be to stab somebody all the way through. So let's say someone's coming up to attack you. Oh, that went all the way. That went all the way through the pan and into the table. So this thing's actually way more dangerous than I thought. So far, a very effective self-defense tool. Now this next test is gonna be a little bit weird. I mean, but as if anything that I do is normal. If the whip can cut through a potato. I don't know what this proves. I just wanna see. Back up a little bit, get right on the tip. All right. Oh yeah, that did way more than cut through the potato. So it definitely cut through the potato. The potato's in half, but also whenever you look over here, I don't think you can see it on camera, but you can see just little specks of potato that have just kind of been exploded out this way. So that answers that question. So, since the potato did so well, let's give a watermelon a try. This will be like a pretty good frame of reference for you to know how much impact it's getting hit with, because, I mean, pretty much everybody knows how dense a watermelon is. So, I'm expecting a lot of carnage. Alright, I'm gonna try to hit the very first one. Right there. I want to hit as hard as I can, the first one. Ooh. Oh, that was pretty deep too. That was... Oh geez, that's probably... That's 3 inches deep. And there was a lot of splatter. So if that went 3 inches deep, I bet with 2 more hits, if I can hit it in the same spot, I bet with 2 more hits I can slice this watermelon completely in half. So let's give that a try. I didn't hit it at the same spot. Oh, it's just leaking all the juice out. Oh, the tip busted it open over here. Come on, let's just try to get this thing split in half. This watermelon juice, there's gonna be ants in here like you wouldn't believe. Alright, let's go get it. Ugh, this might need to be an outdoor activity. There's watermelon everywhere. And now it's leaking into the floor. But I mean, that was probably 3/4 of the way split. Yeah, let's try that again, but let's go outside, because this is obviously an outdoor activity. All right, as you can see, we have moved our operations outdoors. So I really want to see if I can finally get through one of these watermelons with one swing. So I don't know, I might get like a little bit of a run at it or something. I'm just gonna kind of start back here. Oh, I just skimmed the top of it. I thought that I went right through it and it just like didn't move. Guess I was a little ambitious. All right, let's go again. I mean, I cut the top off of it, but that's nothing crazy. I want to go right in the middle of it. Oh, well, I got covered in watermelon juice. That's a lot of fun. So as you can see, this whip is extremely effective. All right, so we all know that as a whip, this is very effective, but just because the title says whip doesn't mean that you can only whip people with it. So I have my mannequin here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate a few different ways that you can use this to take somebody down without whipping them. You see that? I didn't even have to whip them. If there's somebody you need to take down, put this around their neck and then just flip them over your back. You don't even have to hit them, and it's completely silent. All right, now this next one is a little bit more complicated, so I'm gonna have to kind of explain it as I go, but you'll get the drift. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna sneak up behind them. So you're gonna sneak up behind them, you're gonna tap them on this shoulder. So once you tap them on this shoulder, they're gonna look that way, and even if they turn around, it's even better. So once they look that way, then you're gonna take your whip, slide it right underneath their arm, come over here and grab it, and then take this foot, and there you go. You just threw them on the ground, you probably dislocated their arm, and then once they're on the ground, then you can stab them, you can do whatever you gotta do. So that's 2, I have 1 more. All right, now this one's one of my personal favorites. This is for whenever you really need to hurt somebody. That's the time that you're gonna use this. You're gonna sneak up behind them, and then you're gonna give them, this is a 2-part move. You're gonna come up behind them, and you're gonna go, and then obviously that's gonna hurt. So once you do that, they're gonna bend over in pain. So then once you hit them once, and they bend over in pain, then you're gonna squat down here, feed your whip through their legs, and you're gonna come up like this, and you're just gonna go and drop them on their head. And then you can get on top of them and stab them with the spike or whatever. As you can see, the Stinger Tactical Self-Defense Whip is not only a glass breaker, it's not only a whip, it's a self-defense tool. So you can use it a million different ways. And as I've shown here, it's extremely effective. If there's any other self-defense items that you want to see me test, leave a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.